Hello, welcome to the spring semester. You are signed up for Nutrition 25, which is why you're watching this video. So I just have this opening introductory video to help you navigate the Canvas course as it's laid out. And I just want to point out a few things just to make sure that you're all familiar with using my online course. Each of us instructors has the ability to set it up differently, and I've just set it up in the way that I think is I've gotten a lot of feedback from students, and it's a way that's most easy to navigate. So this will be your home page. So when you open it up, this is where your home page will be. Any recent announcements will be showing up right here at the top of it. So you want to make sure that you look at those announcements. I have the class set up for the whole semester, and barring any type of emergency, I don't typically change due dates. So it's pretty set for the semester. You can look at the calendar and know what's going to be due and when it's going to be due. So when you're on this homepage, one thing that you might consider doing, there's a variety of ways of keeping track of what's due, and I know you'll have like a running tickler over here that will tell you, what's due. As you scroll down on this homepage, what you'll find is that all of the due dates and all of the assignments that are due are listed here. So it might be a good idea just to get in the habit of looking at, what is coming up this week, what's going to be due this week, and make sure that you've got all of that on there. Another way to make sure that you're looking at the due dates is to use the calendar. So if you click on the calendar over here on the left, the computer's a little slow today. This is another way to make sure that you know what's happening in here. So a couple things to get in the pattern in my class of doing is to make sure you know when the due dates are and what's coming up. So the 2 days to know are Wednesdays and Mondays. So on Wednesdays every week, your initial discussion post is due. So this first week, the initial discussion is due this first Wednesday. It's a quick and easy one, so everyone should be able to get that in there. So the initial discussion is due by Wednesday. The follow-up posts are due by the following Monday. And so this is one that I think for some reason people get a little bit confused about. So first week is a little bit wonky because we're starting on a Tuesday. But just to kind of give you an idea of the pattern, so week 1 is kind of the introductory material. All of that's going to be due by the following Monday. The second week, which will be chapter 1, will open up on Friday. The Wednesday following the opening day, so we open on this Friday. By this Wednesday, what's due on Wednesday? What's due on Wednesday is your initial discussion post. The other thing that's due is the chapter 1 quiz. So you need to make your initial discussion post by Wednesday. Your follow-up, so your replies to other students' posts, can be anywhere from Wednesday, and then the final due date for the follow-up posts will be due on that following Monday, right? So it opened up here on January 25th, I think is what it was. By January 30th, the Wednesday, you need to have your initial discussion post. Your replies are due by the following Monday, which is going to be February 4th. The due date in a discussion post is always listed as this Monday. I don't have a way of having 2 due dates, so you need to make a note to yourself, put a reminder in your calendar, somehow get in the pattern of doing this, but the initial post will always be due Wednesday. I have it listed here. I have it listed on the grading rubric. Usually takes maybe 1 or 2 times of getting points docked from your assignment for you to remember, but hopefully you won't be that person. So just remember that. If you have questions about it, certainly let me know. So again, it's going to open. So here if we look at chapter 2, chapter 2 will open up on Friday the 1st. By the 6th, which is the Wednesday following the opening, the chapter 2 initial post is due, so you have to have your initial post by then. The follow-up posts can be made anywhere from Wednesday, but they must be made by the 11th. So the due date is the 11th, but that's the due date for the follow-up posts. So I'm hammering on that because I've had so much confusion about it. So I just want to make sure you guys are going to be the class that nails it, right? Okay, so let's go back to the home page. So a couple things about the class. I've got the syllabus listed here, and it kind of goes through the expectations and whatnot. You'll also find over here in terms of the grades in this assignment, or the grades in this class, I'm sorry. So the nutrition project. The nutrition project is going to consist of multiple assignments throughout the semester. It might be easier to go to assignments page here. If we look at the nutrition project, the first part of it is going to be just using the diet analysis software. And so the directions on that are all listed within the assignment here. And then when we are talking about carbohydrates and fiber, you're going to keep a 3-day food record using the food record analysis program listed in here. And you need to use the one that I have in here. It's GB Health Watch, because it gives you the correct documents. So the diet analysis of carbohydrate and fiber intake will be due in week 5. And then you'll be looking at fat and protein intake. You'll be doing an analysis of your intake for those 3 days of that. Vitamin and minerals, you'll be looking at your analysis of your intake. You'll be looking at your calorie intake. And then there's a final overall diet analysis. Each of the initial ones are worth 20 points. This final analysis is worth 100 points. And it's important that you turn in all of the nutrition projects. If you're confused about the math on them or you're not really sure how to do it, please let me know. Get started early on it. If you wait till Monday night when it's due, you won't be able to figure it out. So make sure you get those done and make sure you get those in early. And if you have questions, you can email me. We can set up a time to do a we can do a meeting over the internet. If we need to, we can do a Zoom meeting over the internet, or swing by my office. I've had students swing by my office, and that makes it so much easier to see you in person. Got all your chapter quizzes in here, so that's part of your grade. Discussions are a big part of your grade. There's just some other assignments that you'll be doing while you're in here, and there's a chapter assessment after each chapter, at the end of each chapter. A little bit of extra credit. I don't do a lot of extra credit because I feel like there's enough assignments in there anyway. If you miss 1 or 2 assignments, not going to kill your grade. Just make sure that you're following through with it. I know as doing online classes, it's hard to keep up with it because you're not in class, and it's easy to get behind on that. But just make a point of being in there. Going back to this homepage, so you'll see announcements. The most recent announcements will show up here on this homepage. I try to throw announcements out there. I try to throw emails out to you to remind you of things, and try to keep you on board there. I'm pretty good about grading. You'll find that I have your stuff graded within 1 or 2 days. So you'll be pretty updated in terms of where you are in the class. So that's the class, and I think I'll stop it at that. Really looking forward to meeting all of you guys online. I hope we have a great semester.